wearing a t-shirt that says never made.
I believe him. I think he's telling the truth.
All right, guys, we got the legend over here, Joe Diesel Riggs. Over 70 pro fights. First fight in 01. Last fight in 2021 or 2023. That's over 20 years, Joe.
So my first fight was in '99, actually. Yeah, a long time.
Over 70 pro bouts?
Over 100.
Over 100. And yeah. you got a couple fan favorites on your list too.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a good thing, huh?
How does it feel being a pioneer of MMA and seeing the sport grow into what it is today?
I think it's cool, man. But I never thought it was going to be big. When I was younger, everybody would say like this is going to be the biggest sport in the world, but I never really believed it. You know, it's cool watching it kind of turn to what it is today.
Are you an active fan?
Yeah, but I guess a different time. You know, I mean, I'm more. I guess, in my opinion, like the golden era of MMA was probably like from 2009, like 2009 to 15 or something, somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, I do love MMA. I'm a bigger fan of boxing though.
Who are you watching in boxing nowadays?
Shit, there's nobody really too good right now. I mean, they're all good, but I mean, I love the heavyweight division. It's just shit. There's no one really that's standing out too much, you know.
Watching MMA today and comparing it to whenever you were in the UFC, are there any key differences that have changed the game? That stand out to you?
For sure. I think the lack of they only promote they pick and choose who they promote. You know, obviously they've always done that, but they don't. Everybody wearing the same thing. There's nobody really can stand out, and it's different. You know, it's just a lot of just bigger company. You know, I think when I left the UFC I think in 2018 when I retired, but I think they have double what they had on the roster last time compared to what I was.
There's a lot of videos about you and your upbringing, and you know, of course, the Nick Diaz situation. And so I don't want to touch on things that everyone else touched on. I want to know who your toughest opponent was, and which one of your performances were your favorite.
My favorite fight that I've ever had, I mean, probably from my UFC debut was really cool. I mean, not just because it was a UFC debut, but because the guy who I was fighting was ranked number 3 in the world at the time, and it was my first fight. So that was cool. And then the toughest guy I fought was obviously Nick. I mean, Nick's just a tough dude. Just takes a lot of shots coming forward. Just different. Fighting him is just different than fighting other people. How he just comes to the game, you know.
After I watched the video that UFC put out on that hospital fight, I watched a real fight, and it was actually a very, very good fight.
Was it the first time you watched it?
It was the first time I watched it. I mean, I used to be UFC. I've been a fan since 07. Back then, we were only catching the main events. You know, that was the main event for a fight night, right?
No, it was actually the featured fight on the Randy Couture Chuck Liddell card, like the second fight.
Randy Couture. Okay, yeah. So no, I hadn't seen it. I watched it again yesterday, and it was a firefight, man. Let me ask you this: whenever you're in wars, whenever you're in you know, a scuffle with a monster like Nick Diaz, how much of your mindset is defense? How much of it is offense?
For that particular fight, all I kept thinking about was just the guy was taking a lot of shots, you know, and most people would fall during that, you know. And what sucks because Joe Rogan every time I'd crack him or something, he would echo it like, "Oh, absorbed," you know, just like I could hear him talking. So that was kind of fucking with my head. And then he would talk shit like like you know, I hit him with a big shot, and he would come forward, and he would take it, and he called me Jerry from Subway, just talking shit like, yeah, he's a different guy.
I mean, now that we're on the subject anyway, you know, everybody loves to talk about Nick Diaz. Everybody loves to talk about the situation you guys had. Is there any way you could have avoided the hospital fight?
Of course. It's because he was just talking the whole time, and I went down to give my urine to the nurse or who the fuck was asking for it, and I was talking shit the whole time because he was talking shit too. When he walked in the hospital, I was on a gurney. Admittedly, I was sitting there because my hands were broken, and he hit me the body shot right here, which kind of fucked my diaphragm up. He was like I was taking a breath in, and he hit me. Like, and he was actually smart. He was timing my breath because we were in a clinch. I was against the fence. He timed when I took a breath in, and boom, touched me right there. And if he knew it hurt as bad as it did, he would finish me for sure. But yeah,
So,
yeah, I could have if I didn't go talk shit for sure. I mean, he wouldn't have. I didn't think in a million years he would actually came stumbling out of his room to fucking cheap shot me. But yeah,
yeah, I heard because I was watching a video and the way they made it seem on the UFC video is that you were just handing your sample to the nurse station, and he was talking shit, and apparently you said, "Hey, I beat you up. Look at your face," and he cheap shotted you.
it's something. It's pretty close. I said something like, because he had lost before that fight. I believe he had lost to. I want to say fucking. I want to say Sean Shark. I don't know, but he lost two in a row. So after the fight, I go because he was talking shit. And so I was bringing my urine. I'm like, I said that was two in a row, motherfucker. Go back to WEC, something like that. And then yeah, then he came. I heard his boots kind of flip flop. I turned around, kind of cracked me over that one. And then my tooth flew out. I've only lost one
Oh
tooth,
yeah.
not the whole tooth, just half of it. I kind of saw it flying in the air. Is what I was saying.
Have you since reconciled with Nick?
Fuck no, man. He's the only dude. If I see him, it's fucking on sight. I mean, it's fucking. We've so many things. I mean, I've gotten to probably 10 scuffles with him outside the UFC. I mean, outside of that, after it's like we'll be at an event, and he'll like throw water in my face, or like he'll do something to antagonize me, and then I will try to attack him, and I always get caught doing it. So funny story. It was a fight in Phoenix. He was there cornering his brother. And I'm always, like I said, every kind of interaction we've had since then is always he kind of does something that I react and get called for it. So we're in line for weigh-ins. He's like two ahead of me, and then there's like because they had a lot of cops there because they knew we were going to be there together. So then I kind of like teep him in the back. I kind of kick him in the back, and Dana saw it. He's like, "What the fuck?" He got mad at me. But one time I tried to be first, and I get in trouble for it.
So we know you're a fighter. We know that you're comfortable in a fight, right? But how do you feel whenever you have like an enemy out there, and every time you see him, you know some kind of discomfort, some kind of confrontation? Does that bother you, or does that fuel you? How do you feel about that?
I operate well in that kind of environment. That's how I grew up, unfortunately. But it's I mean, it doesn't make it uncomfortable. I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, just it's always because I get along with everybody, and I'm nice to everyone. It's like I always tell people if it gets to the point where I'm fucking you up, it's your fault because I'm nice to everyone, you know. So, but yeah, he's a different guy. I mean, it's a different. I look at Nick different than I do anybody else. He's like a fucking alien, you know.
Why do you think he doesn't like you?
I don't like him. There's so much shit that's happened. You know, I mean, I couldn't even go back and think like what the. I mean, I probably could, but I couldn't think of the exact situation that made me. Because I never spoke a word to him. You know, obviously I was a fan of Nick Diaz before he fought, but I was walking through I was coming through where the scale was, checking my weight with Rich Franklin, and I saw him walk by with his brother, and never spoke to him before, and said something um, like, what's up? And then he's like, gonna make weight this time or something like that. And I'm like, fuck, you better hope not, motherfucker. And then we just went from there.
Damn, that's crazy. So, in your life, growing up, or just your adult life in general, how often do you run into characters like that just don't have it with you? They don't like you?
Like on the street?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Sean, sorry. To be honest with you, fucking quite a bit. I mean, I get into quite a few dust ups. I mean, it's because I don't deal with disrespect too well. You know what I mean? I'm very kind and nice. I treat everyone everyone nice. But some people are just fucking like I was looking to fucking because Sean likes it. As I had gotten a fucking dust up in the smoke shop a few weeks ago. You know, guy fucking rushes me and fucking I got to clip him and you know I don't know why. I guess I got one of those faces. You always want to fuck with it.
Sometimes I feel like when people are intimidated by someone's look, they try to test themselves. Do you ever feel that way, that they try to test themselves against you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't look like a nice guy. I really don't. I mean, I know I don't. I mean, I don't look nice, and I kind of got a resting fucking dick face. You know, I maybe fucking that would make things fucking a little. I would understand a little more. But yeah, I don't know. Fucking if I do, I apologize for it. If I
Yeah. How much of this personality, this attitude you have about not wanting to be disrespected, how much of that played a part in you starting to fight, or you getting into fighting at from a young age?
um a lot. You know, actually, the main what got me into fighting. I've to be honest with you, I've known what I was gonna do for a living since I was 10. I've known that. That was like my parents got divorced when I was like in first grade or something. So right around there. No, no, fuck, sorry, for I was 15. And so I went to from then I the extreme mama's way is, and when she left, like I was alone a lot, and I still to this day don't like being alone. But I would, so I knew there was like a feeder wrestling program in my high school. There was a feeder program called the Cactus Scrappers. So you could go there. It kind of gets our kids ready for high school. You know, when they have some sort of something to go to. Anyways, I would go. I went there, and then I would walk 2 miles to my boxing practice afterwards. My whole, I mean, till I was fucking till I was 16, till I started to fight professionally. Yeah, I just so that made me kind of geared me towards that. Not having friends, not having the best life. It's the only thing I could is my only outlet. You know.
Got it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Joe, like, what are you doing nowadays? What do you like to do for fun nowadays? How do you spend your time?
Spent a lot of time here at the gym, the Red Hot Academy, Tim Welch's gym. I Tim's my fucking best friend, and Sean was like me. We're just they're good. I never experienced anything like this. It's a really close community. You know, like all the guys here, they're really close. I'm over at the MMA lab too with John Crouch. I mean, Benson Henderson's like my brother, but it's just I've been hanging out a lot more. You know, I'm trying to since I am retired. You know, I had a hard time with retirement. Did not fucking like it, and that's all I've ever done. I turned pro at 16, and I think I was in 2000, something like that. So it's all I've ever done. So trying to get kind of get my legs underneath me as a retired man. It's been challenging, but I'm doing better.
Both of the gyms you said that you're involved in are high level gyms. You mentioned Tim Welch, you mentioned MMA Lab. What's the history behind that?
So with Tim Welch moved to Arizona. I want to say 2000. Before I remember that show I did, the Fight Master Bellator show. Remember that?
Yeah.
So it was like a year before that, and Tim was a struggling fighter, so Tim lived with me and for years for that until he got on his feet. And then Sean O'Malley moved like a year after he did, and same thing with me. Sean lived with me, and now we're real close. I mean, it's 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 different because I'm recently divorced and I was married for 20 years, and so that is what's hard because my wife was my entire life. You know, I mean, I had friends, but fucking she's my best friend. So I'm having to force myself to go and do all this stuff. So it's something that's new. I've known these guys forever, but in terms of kind of involving myself in the gym more, like I'm training guys. I'm training guys I've trained with for years. Now I'm having to take a different aspect to it. You know, even studying tape and stuff. It's looking at it from a coaching aspect. It's all fucking. It's different, but I like it.
You all are from Montana.
I know.
Welsh, O'Malley, and you, right?
No, so I'm born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. I moved to Montana like I moved to Montana. I started a gym up there like, right before COVID, like 2019, and I lived there for 4 years, and then so I moved there because of I've been there so many times with Tim and Sean, and I liked it, and so but I lived there. They were here the entire time. So yeah, 4 years. I'm back now.
You saw Sean O'Malley from the beginning?
Yeah, for sure. I've known. I there's a video I'll send you. I before Sean years before he turned pro, I knew he was gonna be a world champion. I knew it for 100%.
What did you see in him that made you feel that way?
He just doesn't get nervous. He doesn't get nervous. He just performs very well under pressure, and he's always been incredibly accurate. I mean, he's a sniper, and yeah, it's just so some people you can just get that feeling, you know.
I was a Sean O'Malley believer from the beginning because the fight he had on Contender Series, he beat a very close friend of mine's older brother. So we were watching that fight live, and obviously hoping Sean loses, more so hoping we win. Um, After that finish, I kind of just knew, okay, there's something here. Not only his spectacular finish, but the image and all that. As far as image goes, right? How do you feel the image of an MMA fighter is different now than it was when you were in your prime?
So it's more. I don't fucking. That's a good question, actually. I don't. I don't think it's changed too much. It's gotten more commercially bigger, but I think that the fans were fucking a lot more diehard and stuff. So I mean, that's a real biggest thing I can tell. But other than that, it's not too much different.
Got it. Got it. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions. We really appreciate you taking the time and doing this show. Um, so
Hey,
Joe, what?
Casey,
Sorry, go ahead.
you're friends with Casey?
I am. I am.
He's a boy. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, we appreciate you guys. Oh, Phoenix, Arizona. You're born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. You said that you guys have a tight-knit community out there. Uh, why do you think that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tim done a good job of because he has a cap on he has a he only allows so many people. So I think like so because we just moved gyms from the smaller facility back over here, and so he does a good job of picking and choosing because you let a bad person in a gym, they could be a cancer. They could really ruin the gym. And cancer is really bad for the gym. So Tim's picks and chooses, chose people that he actually enjoys to be around, enjoys, and so it's really every person that comes in complements the community and that kind of builds to it. I mean, and everyone has the same goal. They're trying to make everyone better, kind of grow together. It's a good feeling. I've been to a lot of gyms in my life, and the difference is palpable. When you walk in here, you can feel the difference.
The reason I ask is because I follow Tim and Sean's podcast too. It seems like no one has a problem with them in the industry. Everybody
Well,
loves them.
because I mean, they Tim does. I do Tim's podcast with him now, and I see things that he does a good job of not trying when somebody asks him a question or something that's volatile that people have different opinions on. He kind of does a good job of kind of riding the line, kind of playing center and still having interesting answers.
How much of game plan is discussed openly in the gym leading up to Sean O'Malley fight?
Quite. I mean, I can't think of when we were hiding talking about it. I had stuff going on here, so I couldn't be there for the fight though. But I mean, besides when he got choked, the Sean was doing really well. Fucking Marab's a fucking animal, man. Everyone knew what Sean was into. I mean, he was trying to keep him on the feet, and Marab was trying to put him on the ground. It wasn't too much. But the cool thing is like I'll show you right here. So this is this is upstairs the podcast room. So I guess this is what Tim does a confidential show.
Sick.
This is where Tim and I do the recap. And that, can you see the window right here?
Yeah.
So this is the gym downstairs. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So it's a
Wow.
it's a it's a fucking cool ass place, man. It's really cool.
That's a hell of a compound, man.
Fuck yeah, right? It's cool shit. I mean, and the good thing is Tim did this very very meticulously. Like he got a bigger space, small like a little bit at a time. I think he started with a place that was less than 1,000 square feet, and went to two. Then the one before this was like four. Now this place is 15,000 square feet. It's a big ass gym.
Yeah, and I love the design. I love just, the elevation of the podcast studio overlooking the inside of the gym.
Yeah, but it's great, man. I mean, and then when you look at it up here, it's you can't see up here. It's like a one-way mirror. What's that called? A one-way mirror? Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, one-way mirror.
Yeah, it's a fucking cool. It's a cool place though, man. It's I don't know, fucking. It's you don't see Tim's only 34. You don't see people that young and having what he has built here.
Yeah, I really admire, his coaching style. Honestly, I just admire his calm energy.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
his analysis is really, really spot on.
He's smart. He's a very smart guy. He reads a lot of books. I mean, and did from a young age. You know, when I first met Tim, he's 21 or something, and then maybe 20. He was he's always been a kind of a mild mannered person, but you know he put a lot of work into himself. You know, he read books, he educated himself, and he is, man. But I hear him. He just in over just a year. I look at the shows that we did last year, like a year ago, and he's been doing this a lot. I mean, years and years before I even started doing this podcast with him. But he gets better every time. He's just fucking real good.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good stuff. I love watching it. Joe, I want to ask you a question that's a little random. I'm just very curious to know. How does your diet look nowadays that you don't fight anymore and you're not a pro athlete?
That's fun. I've kept my weight down very very well because if you're not careful, you make a swine out of yourself. You know. So I mean, I do a lot of intermittent fasting. I stop eating 5 hours before I go to bed, and then did that. So the 5 hours before that, and then the 8 hours of my sleep, and then I don't eat again until 1 o'clock. So I fast a lot. And that by itself, then eating clean. I mean, I'm walking around 205. Comparatively, like 3 months ago, I was like 245.
Do you count your calories? Like, do you have a certain calorie you don't
No, I
pass?
don't. I don't do that. Some people do. I don't. I go off of just how I feel and stuff like that. I mean, I do for protein red, and so yeah, that's about it. That's all red word coming in. This guy loves you.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother? You doing good?
Doing good.
So yeah,
That's good
that's
to hear, brother. Well, Joe, I really appreciate you taking the time. It was a very fun conversation. It was nice to meet you. And is there something you want to leave the fans with?
No, I'm good.
Hell yeah! All right,
Yeah.
Joe. Well, you have a great rest of your day, man.
He's wearing a T-shirt that says "Never made."
I believe him. I think he's telling the truth.